Welcome back. Very good morning to one and all. Yeah, we are dealing with the concepts of current electricity, and in that especially we have concentrated on the concept of finding equivalent resistance in different cases. Yes, in some of the electric circuits, based on the geometry of the electric circuit, we can identify them easily, which are in series, which are in parallel, so that we can reduce the electric circuit. On taking the equivalent electric circuit, we can find the equivalent resistance. When it is not possible, then later we try to check for Wheatson bridge circuit, a balanced Wheatson bridge circuit when R1 by R2 equal to R3 by R4, then equipotential points can be identified, so equivalent resistance can be taken. Next, the other point is using the concept of symmetry. You have seen path symmetry, you have seen axis of symmetry, their parallel axis of symmetry and the perpendicular axis of symmetry. And later, still if it is not possible, we have to try to apply Kirchhoff laws. So there will be some complex electric circuit, especially to find electric current through every resistor and potential difference across every resistor, Kirchhoff laws will be tried to use. And later, after dealing with those concepts, today we are going to discuss a few examples of calculating equivalent resistance in different questions. Especially today's class, we are going to concentrate on circuit of infinite resistors. Here just I have kept a heading infinite circuit. It means there will be an electric circuit with a combination of infinite resistors. Even we have discussed earlier in the concepts of capacitors also, the circuit of infinite capacitors, the same we apply even here. So while dealing with the circuit of infinite resistors, how do we come across the calculation of equivalent resistance? In what way the different approach will be there with the questioning? We discuss a few examples in today's class. Fine, see, look at this, the first example here. 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, and the chain is going to continue. So this is a circuit of infinite resistors. Now your question is calculating equivalent resistance across AB. Here is the question. What to calculate here? Equivalent resistance across AB. Now here, while calculating the equivalent resistance of infinite resistors, first you need to identify what is the fundamental element that is going to repeat to continue the chain in the given electric circuit. So here you can see this 1 ohm and 2 ohm is the fundamental unit that's going to repeat in the electric circuit for multiple times to give a long chain of electric circuit. 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm, which combination is going to repeat. So that even though my electric circuit has a break here, for example, my electric circuit has broken here, it has broken here, and these 2 points I am going to suppose one is C, the other one is D. If I have taken, I didn't break the circuit here. Let us suppose these points are P and Q. I didn't break my circuit at PQ. I have broken the circuit at C and D. Means like this. You can see this is A. Here is 1 ohm and here it is 2 ohm. Here it is 2 ohm and this is in this way. This is P and this is Q plus whatever the broken circuit, here it is. You can see the circuit which is detached from the original circuit, you can see. But the circuit which is detached from the original circuit appears just as it is like original circuit. Am I right or not? See, here at CD I have broken the circuit, but the other part of the circuit which is separated appears the same as that of the original circuit, since there is a combination of infinite resistors. So equivalent resistance across AB I have to calculate nothing but equivalent resistance across a CD. Am I right or not? Yes. So let us suppose the equivalent resistance across AB is some RE. RE is the equivalent resistance across AB. If I suppose which is to be calculated, then automatically this PQ is in combination with RE, because this all can be replaced with RE, because equivalent resistance across AB, nothing but equivalent resistance across CD, since there is a combination of infinite resistors. So my equivalent circuit will be now, here it is 1 ohm, here it is 2 ohm, hope you are following, this is P and this is Q. But here there will be RE. This is RE. This is C and this is D, of course. This is A and this is B. Equivalent resistance across AB is RE. Then between CD we can remove all those infinite resistors and we can replace RE. Now this RE and 2 both are in parallel, so that your equivalent resistance is going to be, here it is 1 ohm, here it is the equivalent resistance of 2 and RE here. 2 and R are in parallel. Then R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. You know, when they are in parallel, how to calculate equivalent resistance. So they two combinations can be replaced with R1 into R2 by R1 plus R. Now in between A and B, these two are in series, these two. So final equation, here I am writing, equivalent resistance across AB is equal to the series combination of 1 ohm and here. So 1 plus 2RE by RE plus 2. Of course, I told you already equivalent resistance across AB supposed as RE. And the other side, 2RE by RE plus 2, take to this side, so it is minus 2RE by RE plus 2 equal to 1. Here take RE plus 2 as LCM, then here numerator RE square plus 2RE is the first term, minus 2RE is the second term, is equal to 1. So these two gets cancelled. Then on doing cross multiplication, RE square is equal to 1 of RE plus 2. So that RE square minus RE minus 2 equal to 0. So you have got a quadratic equation in terms of RE, which is to be calculated. Like x square minus x minus 2 equal to 0 in that way. So this can be written as RE square minus 2RE plus RE. Minus 2RE plus RE will give minus RE. Of course, minus 2 equal to 0. Factorization. X square minus x minus 2 equal to 0. Then here this can be written as minus 2x plus x. Then in the first term, RE is common in first two terms. Then it is RE minus 2. In the second term, plus 1 take as common, RE minus 2 equal to 0. So that RE plus 1 into RE minus 2 equal to 0. Using first term, your RE will be negative. So product of two terms is 0. So either of them can be 0. But first is not possible because RE equal to minus 1, which is not possible. So RE minus 2 equal to 0. Then RE is equal to 2 ohm is the final answer. So equivalent resistance across AB is 2 ohm. Here is the final part of calculation. So this is the given electric circuit where the combination of infinite resistors can be replaced with an equivalent resistance between CD, which is to be calculated equivalent resistance across AB. Now it appears to be PQ and CD are in parallel combination, which is in series with 1 ohm resistor. Then I can calculate equivalent resistance across AB is the series combination of 1 ohm and this. Then I come across a quadratic equation in terms of RE. Then on simplifying, RE is equal to 2. That's a little more calculation part where we should be more patient while doing that calculation part. So this is how there will be different approach with the concept of electric circuits having infinite resistors and equivalent resistance concept. Hope you have understood. We discuss a few more examples in today's class. Note down. Resistors. Here it's a little bit more interesting application. You can see there is a combination of infinite resistors in the electric circuit, but what you need to identify here it is, here there is a combination of R1 and R2. First, this is the question. In this question you have to calculate equivalent resistance across AB, that's all. I told you many times, first to take the electric circuit related to the question. Again take the electric circuit to start the solution, then go for editing. Hope you got it. So, moreover you have taken it already. Now I am going for explaining the solution on editing some points on the electric circuit. Here you see, here there is a combination of R1, R2. But you see in the next element, each thing is multiplied with K. KR1, KR2. In the immediate one, each one is multiplied with K compared to the just earlier one. Means every successive element multiplied by K to its preceding element. So here, this is R1, R2, and here it is KR1, KR2, here it is K square R1, K square R2, then here it is K power 3 R1, K power 3 R2. So next one will be K power 4 R1, K power 4 R2. Means each and every successive element is obtained by multiplying the just earlier element with K times. That is how the combination of resistors are there in the electric circuit. In this electric circuit, you have to find equivalent resistance across AB. Yes, how to deal with this question? To understand this, first of all, for example, two resistors are in series combination, R1, R2, for example. Then equivalent resistance RE equal to R1 plus R2. Now, in that series combination, everyone is multiplied with K. Then, equivalent resistance equal to KR1 plus KR2. Then, K of R1 plus R2. Means, compared to the earlier value, R1 plus R2, now the equivalent resistance increased by K times, K of R1 plus R2. Means when R1, R2 in series, equivalent resistance R1 plus R2. But now when each one is multiplied with K, now equivalent resistance becomes K times of R1 plus R2. Let us deal with suppose parallel combination. 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 and so on. If everyone is multiplied with K, then also equivalent resistance will be multiplied by K times. Means in a combination of a number of resistors, if every resistor is multiplied with K, then equivalent resistance also multiplied by K times. This is the important conclusion you need to note. In a combination of a group of resistors, if every resistor is multiplied by K times, then the equivalent resistance also will be multiplied by K times than the original circuit. So here for example R1, R2, here next element multiplied with K times, KR1, KR2. Means for example if the equivalent resistance across AB is X units, if equivalent resistance across AB is X units, then equivalent resistance across CD will be K times of X, because this element is multiplied with KR1, KR2. Sir, no sir. Here, if equivalent resistance across CD is Kx, for example, then equivalent resistance across EF will be K square X. Hope you got clarity. If equivalent resistance across AB is X, then here equivalent resistance across CD will be K times of X, because in this element R1, R2, in the next element there are KR1 and KR2, so this will be Kx here. Sir, suppose for example, what about between EF? Yes, if equivalent resistance across CD is Kx, then across EF it will be K square X. If equivalent resistance across EF is K square X, then equivalent resistance across these two will be K cube X. Because when every resistor in the successive elements multiplied with K, equivalent resistance between the elements will be multiplied by K times than the earlier circuit. So my conclusion is going to be, here this is A and this is B. Let me suppose the equivalent resistance across AB is some X units. So this is R1 and this is R2. Then equivalent resistance between C and D will be Kx, K times of X. But these two are in parallel here. These two are in parallel because this is P, this is Q, just like earlier circuit. PQ and CD will be in parallel. How do I come to know equivalent resistance across CD? Listen carefully. Equivalent resistance across CD means the equivalent resistance of the remaining all resistors. I am not talking about the resultant of KR1, KR2, which is a misconcept. Here, ABPQ is one electric circuit. APQB is one chain. The next chain multiplied with K times, immediate chain. So if AB has equivalent X, then across CD Kx, across EF K square X, across this K cube X, like that. But I need equivalent across CD because all those will be replaced with Kx. Now this R2 and Kx will be in parallel. So the equivalent resistance is, circuit is going to be, here it is R1, this is A and this is B, of course, and here there is a combination of parallel combination, R2 in parallel with Kx. Of course, I apply R1 R2 plus R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, I will apply anyway. So now while finding equivalent resistance across AB, R1 is in series with R2 parallel Kx. This is equal to X, of course. This is equal to X because equivalent resistance across AB is X. If you wish to simplify, you simplify. Here R1 in series with this one parallel. Parallel means R2 into Kx, R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 means R2 plus Kx is equal to X, because equivalent resistance across AB is X. Now these two are in series. When these two are in series, equivalent means plus. So R1 plus here KXR2 by R2 plus Kx is equal to X. Now this equation to be simplified. On taking this second term to right side, this equation to be simplified. What is variable in this equation? X is variable in this equation. You will get a quadratic equation in terms of X, and this equation to be solved for X, where X is equivalent resistance across AB. I am not dealing with the entire calculation part. You suppose for some time K equal to 1, K equal to 2, K equal to 3, something you suppose, and even you can continue the solution. If you have understood the concept, that is enough. So, in a chain of infinite resistors, if each element is obtained by multiplying the preceding one with K, then automatically the equivalent resistance across the points will be K times. This is another different approach with a combination of infinite resistors. Hope you have understood. Only one thing, I didn't finish the calculation part for x, where you need to finish. Take the second term to right side, then take LCM, then you will come across a quadratic equation in terms of x. See, when you have a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That concept to be used to come across x value. If ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is the quadratic equation in terms of x, then x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Of course, as x is equivalent resistance which never be negative, so you can apply just x equal to minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac. Take only one. Why? Because the other minus b minus root b square minus 4ac will give x as a negative value. That's why we don't prefer, because x is equivalent resistance across AB. So we take only positive value. X equal to minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So first you try to get quadratic equation in terms of xc. So this is a little bit more concept that you need to understand with circuit of infinite resistors. Please note down and continue the calculation part. Once look at this electric circuit. Here is the third example of circuit of infinite resistors. Of course, appears to be little more complex electric circuit, but where the solution is very simple when we are ready to understand the concept of symmetry of electric current and the symmetry of the electric circuit, the things can be done in a very, very simple manner. See, in this group of infinite resistors, there is a closed electric circuit of infinite resistors, and I wish to calculate equivalent resistance between any two adjacent corners. Let me take A and B are the two adjacent vertices or corners, and I wish to calculate equivalent resistance across AB. Here is the given question and with electric circuit. To calculate equivalent resistance across AB, provided all are identical resistors, each of resistance R. I told you one point in the earlier classes, when you wish to find equivalent resistance across AB, suppose first of all, a battery is connected across AB. Across AB, you suppose a battery is connected. For example, this is given to positive terminal and this is given to negative terminal. Just for some time suppose. As if I am going to draw a battery here, you may confuse in the complex circuit. That's why you suppose A is given to positive terminal of the battery and B is given to negative terminal of the battery. You know the direction of electric current is away from positive terminal towards the negative terminal. So suppose I current is entering at A, so that I current has to leave at A. Hope it is clear to you. Because A, B terminals are given to the terminals of cell or battery. One is to positive, another one is to negative terminal. You know the direction of electric current is away from positive terminal towards the negative terminal. That's why current enters at A and leaves at B. But here only the very interesting point, when the current is entering at A, which is the junction, it can find four different paths. You can look at this. This is a part of my electric circuit. If you are going to look at the junction A, where current is entering into the electric circuit, here at the junction A, current is entering at this. Then here A can find four, at A the current can find four identical resistors. So where all the paths appear to be symmetrical, so I can expect, as all are identical resistors, I can expect here I by 4 and here I by 4, here I by 4 and here I by 4. As per junction law of currents, I can expect the current at A can divide as I by 4, I by 4, I by 4, I by 4. You may get the doubt, sir, if I do talk about path symmetry, is the current along AB same as the other different paths? You wait, I didn't tell you current through the path AB is I by 4. I didn't tell you. At the junction A, If you are supposing A is an isolated junction for some time, having 4 identical resistors, then current can be divided equally as I by 4, I by 4 and I by 4. But here there is a junction B where the current is leaving, I current is leaving. But at B, again at B, there are 4 resistors at B. So as I current is leaving at B, so that B has to get I by 4, I by 4, I by 4 and I by 4. Sorry, it's towards B. At B, I current has to leave the junction so that B has 4 available paths. B has 4 incoming paths. Here, here and here and here. A has 4 outputs. Here, here and here. 4 outputs. So I told you when A is an isolated junction, here I by 4 should leave A. When B is an isolated junction, here I by 4 should enter at B. Hope you got a clarity. When A is an isolated junction where current I is entering, then here I by 4 is leaving along the path AB. Here B is there actually. At the same time, when B is supposed to be isolated junction, it has 4 paths to get the input current to leave at B. As per symmetry, it has to get I by 4 from every path. So here in this path also it has to get I by 4. So ultimately, along the path AB, I can expect one I by 4 here and another I by 4 here. So if you are going to consider the net current that is passing through the path AB, the current that is passing through the path AB will be I by 4 plus I by 4, which is called I by 2, because the directions of current are same. So the current that is passing through AB in this electric circuit is I by 2. So if I am going to draw the equivalent electric circuit here I am going to take equivalent electric circuit. This is AB. In between there is an identical resistor R through which I can expect I by 2 current, where the terminals of AB are given to a cell or battery whose voltage is V. Now across AB there are infinite number of resistors. Suppose they are giving an equivalent resistance RE. I wish to calculate equivalent resistance RE. 1 minute. You suppose this is some R1. I have to calculate equivalent resistance across AB, and in between AB there is an identical resistor R, and I suppose all the remaining resistors are going to give a resistance R1. They are going to give you a resistance R1. Then when I current is drawn from this cell here, as I by 2 current is traveling through this, here I by 2 current is traveling through this. As the current is distributed equally, which are in parallel, so that certainly this R1 must be equal to R by 2. Now you need to conclude as it is R, because equal resistances. Since R1 and R are in parallel, carrying the equal currents, need not to carry equal currents, but according to the concept, the current through the path AB is I by 2, so the current through the path R1 is I by 2. What is R1? Apart from the resistor R in between AB, the remaining all identical resistors are going to give an equivalent resistance R1. Now this R1 is in parallel with R in between AB. When I current is drawn from this cell, I know I by 2 is traveling through the path AB, because I by 4 plus I by 4. So the remaining I by 2 should travel through R1. Means when these two are in parallel, carrying the equal currents which are at the same potential, So R1 must be equal to R. Then only equal currents are possible. So this must be R. Now this R and this R are in parallel. So equivalent resistance across AB is equal to R by 2 is the final answer. If you wish to know the current in the electric circuit, I is equal to V by R. So this is going to be V by R by 2. Then this is going to be 2V by R. Is a current drawn in the electric circuit. V is the applied voltage across AB. R is the identical resistance in the electric circuit. Then current drawn in the electric circuit is 2V by R, because V by R, where R is R by 2, equivalent resistance. This is a concept. So this is how this concept can be simplified. See, just 1, 2, it's a 3, 4, 5. Just within 5 steps, the entire complex circuit has been solved. So this is another different approach of question. Hope you have observed that I am going to give you different examples where we have to go with the different approaches and where we need to apply different techniques. Already learned things, the learned concept, the learned technique, but in what way we need to apply the concepts that we have learned already is a different approach according to the question. That's why I am dealing with the different examples with the different approaches. So this is another model of a question. No question is going to be repeated. I think you can see no question is going to be repeated. Each question is different from the other, but the concept is going to be repeated. No doubt in that. So this is another interesting part of the question. To calculate equivalent resistance across AB. Hope you have got clarity. No doubt. Look at this. So here is another example of infinite resistors. You may get the doubt, sir, where are the resistors? Don't get surprised. Rather than drawing a resistor everywhere, just I have taken a line segment. You suppose each line segment represents a resistor. You know what is line segment? There is no need to tell you. Each line segment represents a resistor. So which are identical resistors. Every line segment represents a resistor, or between any two vertices there is a resistance R. All are identical resistors. So between any two adjacent vertices there is a resistance whose value is R. In that way there are infinite number of resistors. But my intention is to calculate equivalent resistance across any two vertices, like across AB, just like in the earlier point, but little different, just like earlier on. You suppose a battery is connected across AB, so that A is given to positive terminal, B is given to negative terminal. Then current enters at A and current leaves at B. Then in this situation, at A you can find 6 different paths. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in that way, when current is entering at A, certainly in each path you can expect I by 6. When A is an isolated junction with 1, 2, 3, and here it is 4, here it is 5, and here it is 6. Like this. When current is entering from the positive terminal of battery, when current is entering here, I current. So in each path you can expect I by 6, and supposing A as an isolated junction, you can expect I by 6. At the same time, when B is an isolated junction where current is leaving, I current is leaving at a negative terminal, B has inputs of current from 6 different paths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again here B can get I by 6 from every path. I by 6, I by 6, I by 6, like that from 6 different paths. 3, 4, 5, 6 in this way. So current entering into B from 6 identical paths, so each one will be I by 6. So ultimately, if you are going to look at the path AB, here I by 6 is leaving, here I by 6 has to enter. Then ultimately, the net current through the path AB is going to be I by 6 plus I by 6, which is going to be 2I by 6 means I by 3. Then this equivalent circuit can be taken as an identical resistor R across AB, and all other infinite resistors will give a resistance R1, you suppose for some time, across which I suppose a cell or battery is connected, so that A is given to positive terminal and B is given to negative terminal. And I know some I current is drawn in the electric circuit, I know, because I current is entering at A, I told you. Then through the path AB, I have seen I by 3 current is passing. Then through this path, there will be 2I by 3. Because total it is I by 3 is passing through AB. Then I minus I by 3 will pass through R1, which is 2I by 3. But you know, practically, this R1 and R both are in parallel. So potential difference across R1 same as potential difference across R. That means potential difference across R1 V equal to IR. So 2I by 3 into R1 equal to potential difference across R is I by 3 into R. So I by 3 gets cancelled. 2R1 is equal to R. That is R1 is equal to I by 3 gets cancelled. 2R1 is equal to R. That is R1 equal to R by 2. That's the point. Now these two will be in parallel. That means your equivalent circuit is going to be R by 2 and R in parallel across AB. So equivalent resistance across AB equal to R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. R plus R by 2 is 3R by 2. So 1 R by 2 gets cancelled. Finally, your answer is R by 3. That's it. So this is how an equivalent resistance across AB can be calculated in the combination of infinite resistors. I didn't draw resistors here. Each line segment is an identical resistance in this electric circuit. And finding equivalent resistance across AB. This is one more approach of the question of containing infinite resistors in the electric circuit. So if I am going to keep on explaining the things, in this way we come across different questions. If we have gone through 100 questions, we find one question which is different from the other 100 questions. Yes, the approach of the question can be different, the way of questioning can be different, but the concept what we are learning, we should be able to apply over there. So to get a practice in that way, if you have gone through some 100 questions, you will get some idea about the question number 101. Certainly there is no doubt. But you should know the approach of 100 different questions very clearly, then you will be able to solve 101 question. That's a concept what you need to take care with the current electricity and the related questions. So this is one more point. So this all for today's class. What my intention it is, you have to learn the concept and you should get a proper practice. So usually when you are going to see the number, only 4 questions I have explained. But if you are going through each and every question properly, you will be able to solve 40 questions. There is no doubt. Only the thing what you are learning from the concept is very important. In the next class, I come back to you with a few more examples where I conclude and I go for next topic in the current electricity. Fine? Take care.